what life has taught me is how to stay focused, how to stay driven when not feeling like it. Now, I'm going to tell you today how you can do that. Okay. The first thing is the mindset. Now, when you're trying to become a better self, when you're trying to develop yourself and become more as an individual and focus on yourself, it's way harder to do it than to go and just do stuff for school or to just do stuff for work. Now, what I tell myself is that there's no one's going to save me. It's only me and God. Your parents might help you now, but once you become 18, they're gonna expect you to be, more responsible, to handle more stuff. And you gotta realize when you're focusing on yourself that it's on you. It's on you. And that no one's coming to save you. Now, when you tell yourself that, when I told myself that, it opened my eyes like, dang, bro, I have no one to lean on but myself. And when you realize that, it changed everything. Now, the second thing that you can be more focused, how to stay motivated, is focus on little wins. Have little wins. With like think of it like this, like make a to-do list, right? And on your to-do list, say like make a schedule for tomorrow, or read my book, or finish my homework, or write down what I'm grateful for. When you do these things, you celebrate them. Celebrate those little wins, because little wins lead to big wins. 1 + 1 is 2, but then if 2 + 2 is 4, and then you keep going up and up, it turns big, and now it's 100 and 100, 100 plus 100. So you gotta stay focused on the little things, because a day turns into a week, and a week turns into a month turns into a year, and it all was dictated on that one day. Now, that's why it's so important to stay consistent, stay disciplined. Because if you don't do that and you slack off, and you say, oh, I can take off today. Oh, I can take off this day too. Oh, it's Tuesday and I didn't go before. It's okay, I'll take another rest day. Like, after a while, it's going to become your norm, and you're not going to want to not going to go and work out. That's what leads your parents that were like in the gym 24/7 and they slowly stopped. It's because they started slacking off. Maybe they have more responsibilities as they got older, but that's why you gotta look at your values. See, yeah, your parents make mistakes. They're not perfect. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. And everyone's human. And that's why you need to realize, like, every day is very crucial. Now, a way to stay disciplined, to stay consistent, is just do it. Yeah. I'd like to use this example, like pushing a train. When pushing a train, it goes, like, obviously you can't push a train, but just think of it as if you could. You're pushing a train on the track, and it's hard to push at first. But once it starts moving, it moves, and then it starts going faster and faster and faster, and then now it can't stop. And obviously you're going to be tempted to slack off. That's bound to happen. That's your flesh. Your flesh is what causes you to do bad things. It's what causes you to do sin. And stuff like that. Like, that's why it's like I read this book. I think it was what was it? Atomic Habits. And what it taught me was it's compound interest. It's not a linear equation. It's not like going to go consistently go up and up and up. It's going to do something like this, and then it goes up. So at first it's going to be slow, but after a while, after some time, after some consistency, then you start seeing the growth. That's in anything in life. And yeah, I mean, now another thing, back to the small wins. If you can even beat the small wins, your mind's not going to trust you with the big things. That's why it's so important with the small things. Like, the small things are very, very important and crucial. If you win these small things, your mind starts trusting you. But if you say you're going to go do something and you don't do it, then your mind is like, okay. And now you want to say, like, oh, we're going to go do this. Your mind's not going to trust you. That's why you got to build that up. You got to consistently do what you say. If you say something, do it. Do it. You can't just say something and not do it, because now your brain is against you, and that's the only thing you have control over. If you don't have control over your brain, then what do you have control over? Now, I'm not saying not to take breaks. It's okay to take breaks. Like, even in the gym. I keep going back to the gym. When working out, you're not supposed to do 7 days a week. You're going to overwork your body, because you need some rest days. Because rest is as much as important as the workout. Same with nutrition. And it's better to do 5 days a week and have 2 days of rest. Like, I think it was Sebum. He's some bodybuilder, but he works out 3 times a week, and he's a bodybuilder. That's why it's important to also rest. But that's just working out. In general, you don't do 3 days a week. That's just with your body, because your body needs time to rest. Now, everyone is different in that sense, but you get the point. Now, another thing to stay focused is to, when you have that feeling of not wanting to do something, do the opposite. Because if you can, realize that that's the flesh, and it's warning you to just stay in bed. Like, if you're in bed and you wake up, it's 6 a.m., it's cold, it's raining, and you're exhausted and sore, you're not wanting to get up. But when you feel this, when you have these thoughts, when you feel everything going on, realize that's your flesh trying to take you down. You gotta do the opposite. David Goggins. If you know, you know. But that's how I do it. That's how I do it. When I'm going through something and I don't want to do something, I'm like, okay, but I gotta get this done. There's no one else who's gonna do it. There's no one else gonna do it for me. And the only person I'm relying on is myself. And another thing that also helped is making a schedule. Every successful person has made a schedule, like the night before. When you already have that thing planned out, you're not going to be dictated by your emotions, but you're going off of what you told yourself to do. And that goes back to the small wins and trusting in your mind, trusting you. If you make your schedule, then your mind would be more accessible and be fine with going to do the things that you said you were going to do, because it trusts you now. So after you build that momentum, consistency, it becomes easier. That's why, if you want to become better in life, level up, if you want to add something in your routine, You're not going to be able to just do it in your mind. You're not going to be like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this and this and this. Your brain is going to be super complex, and there's going to be like a big jumble of wires. It's important to write stuff down. That's how you get mind clarity, writing stuff down. That's why people journal. That's why people write down their thoughts. Or when they pray to God, they tell them everything that goes on. Like, if you just speak to a person about what's going on in your life, everything just becomes so much easier to understand. Now, so yeah. But that's the end of this video, y'all. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'm continually posting stuff that's going to help y'all with various of things, self-improvement, health, about the Bible. If y'all have any questions, if y'all have anything you want to talk about, please leave it in the comments, and I'll make sure to try and come back and answer it for you. Have a blessed day.